dust, dirt, inconsistent power supplies, and cramped space. I didn't like any of that, and still don't. Sometime last year, I read the book called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. In this book, he talked about his journey of surrender to life and just flow through life and see where life takes him. I was fascinated by this concept and his journey, which kind of led me to quit my 9-to-5. If you are new here, my name is Aaliyah. I quit my job in June 2025 and now live in an RV with my husband and my son with 2 dogs. I'm on a journey of understanding myself, life, and just exist in general. So if you are interested in this journey, subscribe and follow along. My original plan was to quit my job and move into an RV and start traveling right away. If you have been watching my channel, you know that did not happen. In fact, we did not even have an RV or a truck to pull it until about 2 months after me quitting. That's my lesson number 1. Life never follows a plan. We parked on a piece of property for months without line of sight when we can actually start traveling. I was anxious, like super anxious from time to time, because my dream is to do travel videos. And if we are not traveling, that means no content for me. But this is when the book came back to me. When life throws those at me, the only thing I can do is to make the most out of it. So I started doing it, wherever and whatever is accessible to me, whenever felt right to me, regardless of my preference at the time. I did it. I'm so glad I did it. Some of them did okay, most of them didn't. But something magical happened to me. At a recent trip to a dirt bike track, I actually genuinely enjoyed it. I used to hate coming to the dirt bike track with Ryan because it was loud, dusty, and not much things for me to do, which has been a real constraint on our relationship because it is his passion and what he lives for. I used to not understand what's fun about doing laps on a dirt track without really going anywhere.
1 second!
But this time, somehow, I can feel the energy of all people that drove for hours to show up here on a Saturday morning, just putting everything they have into a sport that may not earn them any trophy, money, or status, only for the sport itself. I brought my camera, recorded many moments. I didn't feel anxious of getting out of there. When my lens got dusty, I just blow the dust off from time to time. I was scheduled to make sourdough that day. I just brought my dough with me to make it in the truck. Do you want this? I want more. Thank you. Too bad Allison's asleep.
Yeah, you're missing out. His favorite treat.
Are we very bad parents.
Had a lot of fun today. Can't help that he fell asleep because of all the fun before we got to the ice cream.
Yeah. At the end of that day, we all had a big smile on our face and enjoyed a yummy Chinese dinner.
That's the flavors of zunyi. Sort of. It's good though.
That's when I realized it was never about traveling. It was never about new or better experiences. Despite how much my personal preference I want that to be, it only has everything to do with what I do with what I already have. What life brings me, and how I view and make the present moment out to be. Yes, traveling sounds fun, and new experiences will give us a flush of dopamine. But the thing that brings us long-term fulfillment is always what truly aligns with our internal value and the deepest desire.
It's also tight because it's so cold.
Hi, Rai.
Yeah, babe.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, baby. On my forms in there, I filled out 34 as of, this morning.
Happiness. We do all things in pursuit of happiness. We often find ourselves obtaining the thing that we thought is going to make us happy, but we're still not happy. We're ready to boil the cookies. It's gonna be a messy one. Through the period I lived in the RV and learning to go with the flow of life, I found myself in a much happier place. Right here. So you see the dots?
Can I make mine into a boat?
Yeah. 这边全是我们在房车旁边做的保暖工作，就这些可以把房车下边给围起来，这样房车会更加保暖一些。I cheer up when the water turns back on. I appreciate when we have a warm place to stay during the storm, and I love that I have a husband and a son with things that they are passionate about.
Ice in Texas. What is this bullshit?
Should we
What is
move?
this stuff?
Let's move to Hawaii.
Does it get cold there ever?
I don't know.
If it doesn't, okay. It's expensive there, I think.
The only thing I want to do right now is to enjoy the journey with the people I love, give them my full attention, and make every minute count. Oh no!
Maybe it's just locked.
Shut up!
It's running, so. That's actually hilarious.
你在干嘛呢？好好吃饭吧，宝贝。一觉醒来，外面已经变成了白茫茫的一片。我这会儿在穿鞋，我们要出去玩雪了。从来没有想过在德州还可以玩雪。你看外面多亮，现在超级反光。Let's go！ 嗨，小朋友。
frozen water or the thawed water underneath the frozen ice and kind of push it around when you walk.
You're gonna crack it.
It's an interactive ground. It's almost 2 parking spaces.
Why？ 还有什么时候更好用一个机械相机？我还蛮喜欢这个天气的，虽然是冰不是雪，如果是雪更好。不过世界好干净啊，而且一点人都没有，想自己干嘛就干嘛。爱人的完美世界。Speaking of going with the flow of life, we're heading to Florida in 2 days. Completely not planned. Follow us to see what happened. I have to say, this looks so sketchy. Keep going. Stop, stop.